What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the MLO Project. And this one is going to be a doozy because we're supposed to have a good guest, but instead we got this guy. But ultimately, this is what you guys have been waiting for. You guys have been waiting. We've been talking about him on several episodes. And so you've been waiting for this guest. Everyone has been waiting for this guy to show up on this podcast, and we finally got him. We almost didn't get him because he forgot how calendars work, but we actually did get him in the studio. But before we get into our guest, let me introduce my co-host, the fearless, the fearful, Mr. McAllister. Michael, what's up, buddy?
What's up? We're excited. We're a little
God,
bit
your energy sucks. God, man, I hate taking it over to you sometimes. Dude.
I know. But hey, here we go. Yin and yang. We're excited. We're excited that we have Luke Shankula not a minute too soon. I was a little bit hurt. I feel like Luke maybe has not listened to one episode of the podcast.
Oh, he definitely hasn't listened to any of the episodes.
But we're here, and he'll probably listen to this one, so that's good news.
He probably won't listen to this one either.
You don't think so?
If I was Luke and I was on a podcast, I wouldn't listen to myself. So I don't blame it.
I thought he might have him on like repeat in the shower or something.
He probably does that. Yeah.
All
right. Well, without further ado, so if you guys didn't, our glowing introduction of our guest, that we do always. But Luke, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us, man.
I hate both of you, just so you know.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I mean,
hey, we listen to Pandora in the shower.
I do listen to Pandora. Come on, dude. I mean, hey, who does? I'm 36 years old. I'm old, man. I listen to Pandora. Like, what are the new things?
Oh, you're a baby.
I use Facebook and I use Pandora. Come on, man.
That's it. That's my day. It's in my calendar.
Yeah.
Just not next to this podcast.
That's why this wasn't in there.
I'll send a Pandora.
Listening to Pandora.
I'll send a Pandora. If I made this like a Facebook event invite that nobody sees, like then maybe
I would be there.
Luke would have been the one person that accepted. Interested. I would have seen, like on the bottom it says like interested. It just Luke's name.
Maybe. Yeah.
So Luke, what's up, brother? What's going on with you, man?
Hey, man, another day in paradise over here in San Diego. So, I mean, I feel like we should fight each other or something, man. Like every time we talk online, everybody probably thinks we really hate each other.
Yeah, I know, which I think is great because like I'll get those messages sometimes. That I think it's fun because I think it ultimately helps both of our engagement when we just talk shit about each other. But it's fun, right? And I think that's what people show up for because everything else is freaking boring. So they're like, man, what's Luke and Frazier fighting about today? Yeah. And then usually it's about one of your AI posts. But dude, AI, you're fucking crushing it, man. Everyone is talking about what you're doing, all like 5 people that you have in your accelerator or whatever. But like they love what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing. We had Hammer on, he was talking about it. So when you started like loans on demand, because I'm gonna take a little bit of that because I know you don't like and correct me if I'm wrong. And I know we had this conversation a little bit at Tag, but I know you've transitioned a little bit where you don't talk so much about the lead generation or the loans on demand and it's all the AI piece. So talk to me about like, where your focus is, why you made the transition and like what you're excited about.
Yeah, man. I mean, so like obviously for the longest time, I mean, I think since 2017, I have done marketing, right? I mean, and to be honest, what I've learned with the AI stuff is that I was like, oh, I'll teach people AI. What I'm really teaching people is marketing fundamentals. That just so happened to include AI in the mix, right? Which is an interesting shift, right? When I first started the little AI program, it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to teach people AI. I'm going to teach them these cool tools. And then I realized that most loan officers need, some help with the marketing side of things. So interestingly enough, that's basically what we're doing is teaching social media marketing and ads and stuff like that. But just via the vehicle is using AI. So what I'm excited about is, the understanding that I don't know, AI's got me really excited. I still love marketing at a very high level. So, we're still doing a lot of, paid ads. But what I've realized as well is I've been able to test a lot of my, I guess, theories, you could call them, or strategies that I've used for myself with loan officers, and it has been effective. So that's been really exciting, to be able to like help them write social posts and things like that I know work because I've written them for myself for years. And that's been a fun sort of transition from the done for you world. I know Michael knows all about the done for you world and how fun it is to, how much people love you when you do all of the work, and still want to complain about stuff. But hey, you know what?
Hey. Talk about your summit, dude. That's what I've been excited about. I've seen like 2 online events that you've done. Like the second one seemed a lot like bigger and more dialed than the first one even. What's next? Like what do those look like and what's next for those?
Yeah, so we randomly I just decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a summit, right? Like we've done all kinds of different ways to acquire clients in the past. We've done call funnels and like all of the different ones, right? And so I was just like, you know what? Let's do something crazy. Let's do a webinar. And I'm expecting like, I don't know, 200 people. Like that was like our goal was 200 people for the first one. We ended up with 600 registrations on the first one, which kind of blew me away. And so it was exciting because we had, I think it was 6 loan officers, and then me. So we had 3 days free event, and we were able to just give a bunch of value for three days. It was about 6 hours of content, and then we decided to do it again. So of course we had to go bigger the second time. So I think we got about 11 or 1,200 people registered on the second one. It was bigger. There were some complications, I would say. I mean, we brought in sponsors and like we didn't bring in sponsors on purpose. Like several people asked us like, hey, like what does it look like to help sponsor this? And I'll be honest, I'll probably go back to no sponsors. There was just too much extra fluff and too much extra stuff that I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of that.
A 20-minute pitch on Calyx.
Yeah, well, fortunately, it was nothing like that. But yeah, even like just the 5 or 10 minutes of like, you know, spin the wheel and like, you know, we wanted to give prizes away. We wanted to give prizes away, right? Like our whole thing was like, hey, as a sponsor, I don't want you to give me money. I just want you to give prizes away, give something away to the community, right? So that was my goal. It's like, hey, give more value. But it just, I don't know, it was just confusing, and you know, it made me a little frustrated about kind of the flow of things. So yeah, it is what it is, man. It was fun. It was exciting. I learned a lot. You know, we got a lot of good feedback from that. So that was super exciting. And then just kind of growing in that world and just, you know, going all in on just kind of that strategy. I mean, marketing plus AI. I mean, and at the end of the day, I think we talk about this a lot, is the human element is something that people are trying to eliminate with AI. In my opinion, that's like the worst possible thing you can do is eliminate yourself with AI. Like people are like, oh, I want, you know, an AI bot to do all the work for me. I'm sure you guys get that all the time. It's like they want the text bot, and then they want the human, they want the voice bot. Like, okay, so why should you get paid $5,000, $10,000?
Yeah.
It's like that's crazy to me.
If they're gonna have if we're gonna have access to it, like how long is it before their role is just completely like replaced and outsourced at that point to AI?
I don't think it's good enough personally. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think there's the balance. I'm a big AI hype guy, but I'm also a big hater of AI because marketers do marketer things, and marketers always break everything, right? Like it's true. Like that's one of the things I hate the most about the marketing industry is that like everybody wants to overhype and sell stuff. So they're going to overhype these, man, we're doing this with this and we're doing that with that. Like what's funny about like voice bots is I was talking to my buddy who runs a call center. And so he was talking to some like venture capital guy, and the guy was like, you run a human call center? Like you guys are going to get replaced by AI in 6 months, right? So 6 months, he tells him. So he freaks out, goes, gets set up with AI bots or whatever, sets up a voice bot. He literally is giving to one of these like big real estate guys that does a lot of lead gen stuff, and he's giving the guy for free so that he can have access to kind of like his results and be able to use that for like testimonials. So he's giving it access for free, and the guy's like, you know what? We're going to pass on that, right? Like he was using it and it made mistakes. Like, you know how it hallucinates? So he made mistakes. It was like for someone that understands conversion, they understand that those little nuances make such a big difference in not just conversion, but just brand, right? Like you are relegating your entire first impression to the consumer to a AI bot that may or may not hallucinate 1 to 5% of the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was one that popped up. I'm not going to name names on here, but Michael's like, hey, have you heard anything about that? And I was like, I went through their demo and I'm like, and I saw some people were like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And I looked at them like, this is fucking awful, right? Like if I'm like on the other end of that, and that's the conversational like experience that I'm going to have, like that's terrible. Like that's absolutely awful. And so I think, look, the way AI is moving, at some point, yeah, they're going to get it close to right, or they'll be, but I to your point, Luke, I think is right on, is that if anything, it's a tool, and like with the right human, the right strategy, it's going to be an awesome experience. Right. But ultimately, I think you're right, is that too many people are looking like, how do I replace myself and do that? And then, like, yeah, like you're just going to give a blueprint on how someone else could come and replace that front end experience. Then ultimately, if that front end experience is replaced, to me, that's the most important part of being an originator, is that know, like, and trust piece. And then, like, because if that's the case, if I could replicate that piece, and then I have someone that's making, I don't know, like minimum $15 an hour, plus they get a $500 per file bonus, that I could that's just going to bang phones from like sun up to sundown in a call center and still save myself quite a bit of money. Like, why not do that? So like, I think that, I think AI is absolutely important. I think it's something that people need to at least have experience and exposure to. But I think everyone is kind of just looking for like the McNugget shit of it, as opposed to, the real core, optimization and enhancement that it could do to your business.
Well, I'll say this real quick. I mean, for our lead generation services, we had a call center for a long time, right? Like a ISA service where we would call and set appointments. What we found over the last like 3.5 years was the call center service helped the people that were already winning with our service, right? It made them better, but it did nothing for the people that were already struggling with our service, right?
So it just made them run out of money quicker. That was our experience.
Yeah. So exactly. And we actually just threw it in as part of the service, but it actually gave them a worse experience with our service. And here's why: because let's say you get 100 leads. Now, if you're calling those leads yourself, let's say you're going to contact like 40 of them, right? Let's say you're calling a decent amount, right? You get 40% to 60% contact rate. Okay, so now you're talking to 40 people. Now you have those opportunities. Now, if you're getting appointments, maybe you're getting 20 appointments, 25 appointments, right? And then 50% of those don't show. So then you're getting, so now you're talking to 10 people, and you're like, what the heck? I only talked to 10 people. Well, okay. So what was funny is that we actually found that it was a detriment to those people, because the people that were already winning, they were already doing the activities that they needed to win. They were calling the leads, they were converting them, they were taking applications over the phone, they were getting them to a real estate agent. They were doing everything they needed to do. This just helped them. But what I found was most people have a fundamental lack of sales ability, and then they want to blame something exterior to them. And it's like, well, no, it's not. It's just a completely different style of sales to referrals, right? And so understanding that sales is the most important piece, right? Understanding that is I don't know, key to conversion, and I don't know, that's just what we found was like, so that's what I think with AI is like, it's not that AI will solve. The AI is going to help the top performers perform better. Yeah. I do not believe it's going to help the lower performers do better. I just think it's going to create more noise, and we've seen that, right? Like, how many people have you seen post AI content that's just complete slop, right? Like, I use AI all the time for content, and I think it's okay to use for content. I just think it's not okay to just write me a post about X and then post that with no edits, with not, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the internet in and of itself has become a massive like concentrator of success when it comes to marketing. And so I feel like AI, like what you said, basically AI is just going to be another version of that, where it's like you're going to get the top 10% or whatever. It's just going to consolidate that success even further. It's just going to make, it's going to create more of a gap between those that are like successful with those tools and those that aren't. Whether or not, like, and the question isn't whether or not you use these tools. The question is how you use these tools, and where, like, how good you are at the fundamentals, how good you are at what actually makes your business run.
Yes, I agree. That's the key right there. I would say if like you're using AI and it's not working for you, it's not because it's AI. It's because, so someone said this to me, like, man, I don't like this. I don't like the system. And then I rewrote the thing that they were trying to write, and I'm like, what about this? Like, yeah, I like that way better. And I'm like, okay, so it's not the tool, it's the problem. It's understanding copywriting, it's understanding sales, it's understanding human psychology. It's like, so what you need to do is you need to go all in on understanding copywriting, sales, marketing, social media marketing, and then apply that to AI. And then you're going to have this engine that can do whatever you want, but you need to have the fundamental base knowledge for it to actually work. And now, AI is getting better. So there may be a point where we can just put in a dumb prompt and it still works.
But again, at that point, like we're, our comp is, LO's comp is half of what it was because the companies are using that shit to like get the LO out of the equation anyways. Right. So it's not like you don't want to wait for that to happen anyways.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, it's like companies that invest, like, look, if you have shitty systems and processes, investing money into that just makes them like expensive, shitty systems and processes. Right. And if you suck at sales, AI just, allows you to suck quicker. Right. Like that. I mean, that's it. And that's what it really comes down to is that, and that's something that I've always talked about, when it comes to it, whether it's AI marketing or anything, is that there's got to be like your soul, right, for the lack of a better term, behind that, your strategies, like your professionalism integrated into all of these things. Like, if you, I don't, when those people talked about like, if you gave, Leonardo da Vinci, right? He could do something with a paintbrush, right? Or, whatnot. You give me a paintbrush. I'm going to do like a paint by number shit. Like I'm not that creative. Or, I don't have that mind. I don't have that way to do it. Or like, what you're using with a hammer for. Same thing. And I think we put too much emphasis on the tool doing 90% of the things that matter as opposed to like the mechanical work, right? So like, yes, the mechanical shit, AI and whatever, and automation in general is good to have. But when you try to do it for everything, then you're just kind of automating the importance as a professional out of the equation. And AI, I think, just is going to make that just happen 10 times quicker.
What about on the education side, Luke? You you said that what's important right now is learning these fundamentals. And I know that AI can be an amazing tool for that. Is that something that you teach or something that you practice or something that you're focused on is like how, if learning psychology and learning sales skills and learning scripting and stuff like that, if these things are now, I wouldn't say more important than ever, but potentially more valuable because you have these AI tools that are a fulcrum point for that knowledge. How do you leverage AI to gain that education, to gain that knowledge? Or maybe it's reps, practice, whatever it is. Are you doing anything with that, or what are your thoughts around that?
Yeah, I mean, we're all standing on shoulders of giants, right? So like one of the first things I ever do when I go to try something new with AI is like, okay, well, what is someone else, or who is someone else that is doing the thing that I want to do, that I can go look at, model, and understand what they're doing. And obviously with AI, it's way easier to do that, right? Let's think YouTube, long form YouTube for loan officers, right? Let's go. We can manually go do this. You could theoretically build a scraper to do this as well, but that's way beyond what you really need. Let's go find the top 10 channels in the mortgage industry, or that talk about mortgage related content. What is their hooks? What do their thumbnails look like? What does the content say? Like, how are they delivering the structure? And you can go grab Glasp, go pull a transcript from that YouTube video, upload it into Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, and just say, hey, analyze this YouTube transcript for, like I want to know tonality, I want to know script structure, I want to know framework, I want just kind of understanding that. Obviously, you can have a better prompt than that, but just start breaking down what makes this YouTube video successful. Here's the thumbnail, here's the title, and then do that with, I don't know, 10 videos from 10 channels. Now you have 100 videos that you've analyzed. You don't have to be that good at it. You just go model what works. Now, don't copy, but model what works. They're going to have structure. Their introduction is going to be, very short. They're going to have a hook at the beginning of the introduction. They're going to have, interest peaks. They're going to have curiosity gaps. They're going to be using these different strategies to build curiosity and keep people engaged for long periods of time, right? And again, not every in the mortgage industry really is almost a terrible example of how to put out content. You just have to be consistent with YouTube. From what I've seen, again, I can't tell you from my experience, but I've seen from the data I've looked at, the people that win with YouTube in the mortgage industry are just more consistent than everybody else. They just put out content for longer periods of time than anybody else. Everybody wants to do short form because it's easier. But I don't know how many people I've talked to that have done short form for years and never got a deal from it. Now, I think short form is important because I do think it helps you build brand, and there's the fuzzy ROI of short form branded content, but it's not going to be as direct of a ROI, I believe, as YouTube, where people are literally, looking at 10 videos in a row and they're like, okay, I'm going to call Michael, I'm going to call Jason, right?
Yeah. There's value too in just asking GPT, what questions should I be asking? Right. Like instead of whereas before we would read a book on a topic that maybe was a year or two old, and potentially by then the information is, somewhat outdated or no longer a competitive advantage because other people have consumed that same content or doing the same thing. I think about like Hormozy's $100 million leads when it first came out, and like the number of satisfaction guarantees that you saw after that, with like these massive like result promises and stuff, to where it actually became like, well, what's the catch, and that it kind of defeated, shot yourself in the foot with it a little bit.
Right.
With AI, you get the ability to shortcut that a lot by doing exactly what you just said. And in your example, you're asking specific questions of like, what's the hook? What's this? Like, some people don't even know the right questions to ask. And there's a ton of value in just like, and I do this, what did I do this with recently? That was, I don't know, something mechanical, something it might have been with a car, or oh no, with my lawnmower. Like there was something fucked up with my lawnmower, and like my riding mower, and I was trying to figure out what was going on with it. And it's like, I don't know that stuff enough to even know where to start. And so my first question is, here's everything that's going on. Like, what questions should I be asking? Where should I be looking? And just like that super broad, just boom, here it is. And like, just get me started in the right direction. There's so much value in that. And I've learned so much on the education side. Like, I've learned so much just from starting the conversation that way, and then allowing that conversation to build on itself and kind of take me down these paths and crevices.
I literally did that with my camera. So my fancy camera, which this was kind of fancy too, but my more expensive camera broke. It just stopped working randomly. And so I took a screenshot of what that looked like, and I put this other one on here, and I'm like, all right, this is what my other camera used to look like. What are the settings that I need to change on my ZV-E10 to get it to be looking like this, right? And it took a while. Let's be honest. ChatGPT hallucinated a whole lot. It did a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It took me probably 2 hours to figure it out, but it really did help get me to where I wanted it to be. And I just kept uploading pictures. I'm like, all right, here it is. And here's the other one. Okay, these aren't exactly the same. So what do I need to change? And I did that over and over and over again. And finally, I was able to get just about the same. I mean, it's not quite exactly the same. It's a different camera, but very close in terms of color and all that type of stuff. So it was pretty cool. I mean, I've done that many times as well for other tasks as well, right? It really is. Another cool hack is using like deep research to like literally go find Reddit threads and YouTube comments and things like that of like, what are consumers actually saying? What are realtors actually saying? What are financial advisors actually saying about their partnerships with lenders? Right. And then like you get to use their exact language in your content, in your social content, in your videos, in your scripts, in your whatever, in your outreach. Now you can create a whole offer that's specific to their pain points that they have verbalized, not to you, but to themselves. Right. Like that's going to give you the real pain points, I would say.
Yeah, I just did a session on that. And that's to the point of like, you need the strategy, the thinking piece of it, not just like, hey, I want to do a flyer for first time home buyers, blah, 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 blah. And then, what's the content, right? As opposed to like, here's the deep research. All right, cool. Here's what they're saying now. Then you just continue on, right? You continue on building that, but you got to start from, that's where I see like the power of the AI is like, cause like, yeah, doing that deep research takes, I don't know, like depending on the topic, like I think that one took like maybe 9 minutes, 10 minutes or whatever. But like it gave me Reddit threads, LinkedIn forums and stuff like that. And then from that, and it was funny, like doing that through the loan officers and watching them see like, oh, like now I'm like, you don't have to guess, like this is what their concerns are. And it summarizes them. And now it's like, answer those questions, solve those pain points. That's your content, right? That's what you get around. And so it's that, I mean, that's the key. You're going to be, actually all of us, we're all going to be at AIM Fuse here coming up and happening before we know it. You're going to be doing, what's your session about? What are you going to be talking about?
It's about how to,
besides me, how awesome I am.
Yeah. How to turn your social profile into a lead generation machine. It is going to be 50% marketing, 50% AI. I realized, again, starting from the beginning of this podcast, I started teaching a whole bunch of AI, and I realized that like people just needed the fundamentals of, and honestly, like even just doing these AI summits, people were like, I need the AI 101. I thought this was AI 101, but apparently people don't even know like how to put in a prompt into ChatGPT. So like,
how do I log in?
You pretty much, right? Like we had someone ask like how to upload documents into ChatGPT, and I was like, oh, all right,
yeah.
Okay. There's a little
paperclip, the same paperclip that you see on every other software tool you've ever used. Yeah.
Like, did you just, I don't know, click around, just
problem solve,
just take a little piece. So, I'm sorry. What was the title name again?
It's I don't know the exact title, but it's something like how to turn your Facebook or your social profile into a lead generation machine, right? So it's like how to actually generate leads from social media. I think a lot of times people post on social media and they're like, well, it doesn't work or whatever, right? And it's like, well, I have generated millions of dollars in revenue for my business from social media, both paid and organic, but I'm specifically talking about organic right now, and it works, right? Like I don't, and by the way, I'm not like DMing people sleazy stuff. Maybe sometimes Frazier, but most time I'm not doing weird stuff. So seriously, like I've literally never sent outbound DMs personally to people. It's always just been comment on their stuff, post my own content, valuable content, and then engage with other people, right? Like it's just being social on social media. It's weird. But when you put value out there consistently for extended periods of time, people honor that. People see, okay, you're around, you've been around for extended periods of time. Now, if you do it for 30 days and stop, no one cares. No one cares that you put content out for 30 days. You put it out for 6 months and stop. They don't care. I mean, honestly, you put out content for 6 years and you stop. That's the hard thing about social media, organic social media, is you can never stop. Like that's one of the reasons why I think, doing something like a YouTube channel is such a powerful way to build more of an evergreen funnel because, and again, this is coming from someone who hasn't built one, but I see it and I'm like, I wish I would have started a YouTube channel and just been consistent with it 6 years ago. Cause now we would have, hot leads coming in almost every day, right? Just from being consistent. So,
well, plus
and I got people. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, plus what we talked about with Hammer is like when you're doing that long form content on YouTube, it's almost like a wiki for you to point to in all of your other marketing efforts as well, which is super valuable.
Yeah, it's evergreen. I mean, Facebook, when does you post on Facebook and it's gone 3 days later, right? Like if that.
Yeah, totally. And I got people in our coaching group right now that are killing it, right? That are doing blogging and YouTube, and it's being found on AI search, being found in just normal traditional search, and that's the key. But short form, that shit isn't, and so that's why in my opinion, the long form game is always going to be the best play, because I don't see that no matter what AI does, search or anything else, I don't see that ever really going out of style. That's where people are going to go. They're going to search on AI, they're going to go to Google one way or another, or where I've seen the transition is that, because people are just like everything's like, oh, search is dead, Google, blah, 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 because AI search and whatever. But like what they don't understand is like people are using Google to kind of fact check the AI, right? Or they get something on AI and they don't get the right context, so then they go to Google to search for that brand or whatever. So like, if anything, some of the data that I saw, I can't remember the dude's name. He was on a podcast that I listened to a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying, we actually saw the opposite. Like they're all, look, we know like the headlines and everything else about whenever there's a new technology trend or anything else, but he's like, we actually saw search increase from AI because people are, like I said, using the fact check, or is that really accurate, or find other sources, or they get like, all right, cool, like I got the answer from ChatGPT, now I'm going on Google, then I'm going to YouTube and stuff like that. So if anything, it's becoming more of a bridge of the two, as opposed to like one or the other battling for attention, right?
Not to mention SEO, like it's the same game. Like you're playing the same game. If anything, AI, like success in AI is like going a couple years in the past as it relates to SEO, because it's an LLM, which means it's all about tokens and words, being lined up next to each other, in the right format and readability and stuff like that. Whereas Google got really good at reading context. Google got really good at looking at the entire content of an article in order to determine the meaning of what was inside that article. LLMs are a couple step backwards from that, and so it's like you're playing the same game. Hammer was talking about how they're focused on making their websites optimized for AI search. Well, how do you do that? Like you follow SEO lessons from the last 5 years, and and that's how it works. So even like it's going to migrate, if anything, behavioral migrate from one channel to the other. But if you're doing the fundamentals, just like everything else that we've talked about today, if you're doing the fundamentals, like that shit'll transcend what platform people are finding the information on.
Another thing marketers break is, oh yeah, AI SEO, which is basically SEO, right? Like GEO and whatever they call it, right? Like, and it's like
search everywhere optimization, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
It's just basically SEO, right? Like you can call it whatever you want. Yes, there might be a little bit of nuance to it and like a little bit of differences to like how you get it to rank, but it's the same thing. It's you have to put out, like, people think that there's like some button you can press so that you show up in Google, like, or sorry, in ChatGPT. That's not. Like, it's funny because we did that. Like we had Carlos do the first session in SEO, and I think people were probably a little shocked because he generates like 50% of his business from ChatGPT or whatever, or from AI. But it's not. It's really 100% of his business is probably from YouTube and SEO, right? Like, let's be honest. Like if you're really being honest, that's where it's coming from. It just so happens to be finding his content in AI. Exactly. There's not some like magical button that you can just, hey, let me just pay you $500 and I'll rank in AI. Now there probably will be a time where you could, do ads in AI, but right now that's not the case. So, and I don't know if you guys saw, but Google just rolled out, at least to their non-business plans, they just rolled out like having Gemini right in the browser. So you can just literally like click, there's a little button up there, you can just click, and you have access to like Gemini. You can ask what's on the page, like. You're not even going to need something like Perplexity. They're probably trying to go after Perplexity, to be honest.
Yep. They don't. Well, of course, they don't want anything off their ecosystem. And we're going to be and not a lot of people know, even though it's on there, but like I think you and I have a showdown at MortgageCon, right?
Yeah, in February 1st through 4th, I think is the dates. So
oh yeah,
definitely.
I'll be there for that. Yeah, we're going, dude. We're making a family thing out of it. We're doing we're doing Disney World and shit. And
I don't know if we're doing Disney. Well, we might do Disney. We'll see. But we're definitely doing. Because we'll have tickets to Universal at least.
Is that? I mean, not to get too far off topic, but is that like part of the ticket?
Yeah.
You get tickets to Universal while you're
like half day tickets. So like you don't get so I think it's after 4 or something like that that you get access to. So basically like you go to the event during the day, and then I think after 4 they'll give you tickets for that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, obviously you can have your kids go. But
I wanted to go last year. Couldn't swing it though, 'cause, last notice. But like, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I got a special shirt made to poke fun at Luke while we're battling. So it's fucking.
And that means I need to get a new shirt then.
Do you guys need an MC that has really low energy for that?
You have to pick it up a little bit. You're like, hey guys, welcome.
He would be good for like the audio books, like the ASMR.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you do my audiobook. People keep
told,
asking me to do an audiobook. So
I've been told that before.
I've been told that I have too high of energy. So hey, you know what? Like let's meet in the middle, Michael.
Yin and yang. That's what I'm talking about.
Legit. When I'm doing these AI summits, people are like, "Can you slow down, Luke?" And I'm like, "Sorry."
Yeah, dude. For real, man. I feel out of breath sometimes when I listen to you because like you're. Which is fine, for some people, but like, it's well, because you're like passionate about it, right? Like, so you go and and it's hard when and I get same thing. I'll talk fast too, but like when you know something and you're like just trying to do it, like it's tough. But
it feels slow. I feel like I honestly slow myself down. So like, just understand that my brain just works even faster than that.
You got to lay off that tea, dude.
Yeah,
too seriously.
What kind of what? Yeah, you showed us before. What kind of tea are you putting together?
Yerba mate.
I don't. They don't call that.
That look like tea. Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't look like tea to me. It's San Diego.
Yerba mate, dude. Come on.
He's all that's my tea. Quotations.
If you start to see puffs of clouds coming out of here, what's happening. I do live in California, after all.
That's true, right? Like so.
Perfectly legal.
It ain't hard to find. All right. Well, hey, Luke, man, thanks for taking time. Thanks for remembering to join us on the podcast. We appreciate that we occupied such a small piece of your brain today.
Yeah.
So thanks for making time for us. Right on time. We didn't have to wait at all.
Not a minute late. Not a minute late.
not a minute late. So that's all right. Hammer was late too. So, but
oh wow.
Sorry.
Yeah. Cool.
It just shows how much that Michael and I rank with you two. So that's
we love you. We love you.
A little hurtful, but that's all right. I'll let it slide. But hey, we're looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing both you guys. But I know we're all, Michael and I are looking forward to seeing you. here and fun. Are you bringing the fam to Fuse?
I am not this time. We thought about
Okay.
it, but it just didn't really work out with timing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. But so look forward to hanging out and I'll meet your family at the
MortgageCon.
You can say this is the guy that started it all for me. This is the guy that helped me become.
I owe all of my success.
I owe all of everything. Everything that we have, honey, is thanks to this guy. So I look forward to meeting the better half.
I'm gonna say that.
No, but we look forward to seeing you, man, and hanging out. And again, truly, and guys, if someone wants to connect, we forgot to do that with the Hammer, but I think it's important that we didn't give Hammer even a chance to pitch. Jeez, we really didn't give Hammer any love on that, but we'll give Luke the love we did not extend to Hammer, and that is, Luke, if someone wants to take part in all the nonsense that you're doing, how do they get a hold of you?
You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/LShankula. You can find our website, loansondemand.io. We have our summit. I believe it's coming up we're doing a third one. I think it's the 16th, 17th, 18th. No, actually, sorry. It's the 14th, 15th, and 17th. So
nice.
We're going to be doing a third version. We're going to change it up a little bit this time, see how it goes. Just testing different things. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be 3 days.
Can I sponsor?
You cannot sponsor. Especially you can't sponsor.
Damn.
Then you're going to go on a 40-minute diatribe about, I don't know what, but hey,
Canva.
You never know.
Canva.
Yeah, Canva, bro. Yeah, the Canva King. The Canva King. Canva template king, bro. Exactly.
Throwing shade. All right. I get it. All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us. This was a fun episode, and we look forward to having you back again. I don't know, sometime, whenever you feel like coming in and hanging out with us. But guys, Luke Shankula, AI Luke, man, and we're excited to see you. And guys, look, we really enjoy doing this podcast. We really love the support and feedback. As of this recording, we have over close to 6,000 downloads. So I'm excited. I just checked our stats since we joined. I think 30 some episodes, or have we hit 40?
This might be 40 by the time we get there.
All right. Yeah. So 40 some, but hey, thanks for the support, feedback, the reviews. We really, really appreciate it. And if you are in the business and you don't suck, let us know. We would love to have you on as a guest. It's not possible to do worse than what Luke did today. So like the bar is very, very low. Even though I think Luke did better in Hammer. If I'm going to be honest, I think he did a little better. But guys, let us know. It's all in the show notes, links, how to get a hold of us. Join us at Fuse. If you're not going to Fuse, it's going to be a great event. Looking forward to seeing everyone there. And until the next episode, on behalf of my awesome co-host, Mr. McAllister, I am Frazier. This is the MLO Project, empowered by Empower LO, and we'll see you at the top. Take care.
Peace.